All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 33 Men's Voice podcast here on Blacknificent Media with me, Kwabena Bibini Bermakin, call me DJ for the public enemy who has no one. Once again, I'm here to react to a Dr. Umar Johnson interview. And as I've told you in my first video where I was refuting his idea of unconditional love, Dr. Umar Johnson is one of my favorite black speakers and still is. But the time has come for us to put things right. And I'm doing this video because he is trying to tell people that black people in America and everywhere need to go back to how Africans lived. Yes, that is beautiful. That is most important. But it looks like Dr. Umar Johnson actually do not understand practically how Africans used to live and how Africans are still living. That there are certain things that you can find about black Americans that you won't find about the Africans, majority of Africans on the continent. Dr. Umar Johnson loved to chastise black American men for not behaving a certain way that reflects the way Africans should originally behave. But he himself holds and believes and preaches a lot of Western European idea or concept of life or philosophy of life. And today, I want to say that Dr. Umar Johnson needs to re-educate himself on African philosophy of life practically. Because one, Dr. Umar Johnson tried to let everyone believe that if African American men or black American men, now these days some are saying they should be called African Americans and all of that, and some say black Americans, some say black. We are tired of that. But here is the thing: his answer to the question posed to him on a different podcast is that the men are saying that why should I go for a woman who has had babies with a man lower than me? And he's saying that if all the black men are doing what they are supposed to do, they will not be a lesser man. Dr. Umar Johnson, I bet you differ. This is not something that should come from a man who should understand society at your level. Are you saying that if black people live a certain way, every black man will be at the top of the hierarchy? No. There's no society where all the men are at the top. There's not. There's no any society that we don't have people at the bottom. So this is a total utopian idea. And even let's accept that that can happen, where there will be no Pookie and Rere for black women to pick from. It's not going to start today. And you cannot tell the men that they should start picking the women even though they are not good. The women picking the men even though they are not good, even though they are not in their masculine energy, even though they don't have money to provide. Are the women doing that? And I will never ask any woman to do that. But today, I am going to refute a lot of Dr. Umar Johnson's so-called African concept, because I'm an African. I live on the African continent. I'm in Ghana. I've never traveled to the United Kingdom or the United States. Okay? And I have seen what Christianity, which is a European concept, want Africans to do. I have seen the lifestyle Christianity, which is African concept, the lifestyle feminism, Christianity, which is a European concept, and the lifestyle which feminism, which is also European concept and Western concept, American concept, want we Africans to live vis-a-vis who we are and what we have been doing ever since, and where anything that we stop doing when we listen to Christianity and feminism, what it has landed us. Which is the same thing Dr. Umar Johnson is preaching. Okay? So let's go in. Let's go in and let's get back to his answer to the question.
who had a child by a man who was less than his best?
White man, so the black man could replicate.
Young brothers.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. I think they was up in New York or something, right?
New York.
Yeah, shout out to WTMF Studios as well. They're my people. But that discussion was about the black woman being framed as masculine,
Yes,
as unsupportive in a
Yes.
lot of ways, and just a number of different things.
and choosing the wrong mate.
Choosing the wrong mate.
And those brothers feeling like, why do I have to settle for a woman who had a child by a man who was less than his best?
Right.
And my argument was real simple. If we as black men were on our job, meaning we're taking responsibility for the development of all the black boys in Nashville.
Dr. Umar Johnson, this is where you get it wrong. The term, it takes a village to raise a community or a society, is still practiced in many African countries, where if you see a child going wayward, you have the society, the community's support and authority to discipline them. I remember growing up, I used to have a problem with my ears. And, you know, those days we didn't have this earbud with cotton and all of that. We used feathers from chicken or fowl to deal with the ears when you feel itchy in your ears. One woman by the name Sister Ata in Ghana means a twin, a female twin. This woman came and saw me rubbing my ears with this chicken feathers. And this woman went hard on me, gave me a dirty slap. And when my mom came and I complained, my mom gave me canes. She beat me. My mom beat me on top and went to the woman's house and thanked her. Dr. Umar Johnson, are you telling me black American men have this right? No, not black American men. Do the next black American woman have the right to beat the next black American woman's son or daughter who is going wayward? Dr. Umar Johnson, this is what goes on in Africa. Now in Ghana, in cosmopolitan African cities, that thing is going down, but it is still there. And the society is fighting back. Who brought these things in Africa? Where you cannot talk to somebody's daughter. You cannot advise them. Feminism and Christianity to an extent. Okay? Christianity brought these things when they started preaching, your mother is a witch, your father is a witch, this is a witch. So a lot of African Christians began to live in nuclear family system instead of extended family system. But even that, we still have that oversight responsibility among ourselves. The average American, black American, do not have the right to question another man's son or daughter, especially a black woman's daughter. They do not. So Dr. Umar Johnson is speaking from utopian worldview, which does not exist. That if all the men will take responsibility of the boys that were given birth by a man that was not responsible, the man that was not ready to bring a child to this world, which a woman has chosen, in a society where if he dare try to correct them, he can go to jail. What are you talking about? In the black American society, in the Western society, between the man and the woman who have the backing of the government. So why should I, if I live in America, go to try to discipline a woman's son or daughter, somebody who has the support of the government than me? I'm going to go there. Why people do not now protect people who are not closer to them. So let's continue.
Then that young lady could never choose a wrong mate because we would never allow a wrong mate to exist.
Dr. Umar Johnson, it's a lie. Why? Even in Africa, the times when we had the best marriages was when fathers used to choose mates for their daughters, because the female most of the time left on their own with options. They most of the time choose wrongly. My next video tomorrow will be about how men choose role models versus how women choose role models. And you see how wrongly, when women are allowed, they choose wrongly. So in Africa, that you always refer, parents have a lot of say in who becomes your wife, who becomes your husband. Even up to today, with the influence of social media, feminism, and Christianity. Right now, as you speak, now there's a movement in Ghana where Ghanaians want to remove their marriage out of the pastor's hands. Even Christians are now rethinking in making sure that the only people who have control over their marriage issues is their family. My mom, my dad, my wife's mom, and her dad. So it is not when the men take care of other boys who are not their sons. I'm not saying we don't do that. As I'm living here, I'm not married, but I have dependents. I live with my uncle's sons here in Accra. That is responsibility. But how is it possible? Because I have his blessing. And when they misbehave, I do not have to call my uncle to call him uncle. Oh, Junior has done this and da. If I give any discipline measures later and I call my uncle, he will also call Junior and discipline him on top. This is how it happens in Africa. Do the black American men you are disgracing to do this, and because they have not done that, do they have that opportunity in America? Dr. Umar, how far have you spoken to your women to give this authority to the black American men? Responsibility without authority is slavery. And you want to put this black American man, as if they've not suffered enough, into slavery.
So whenever a black man says, it ain't my fault she got a baby by Pookie, Pookie shouldn't even exist. Because
you don't put that on the same white people that we put the rest of this stuff on?
Dr. Umar Johnson, how long do you think it will take for one society not to have Pookies and Ray, as you people call them? How long? At least let's give you the benefit of the doubt that we can build our society to that level. But it will take more than 50 years to do that. And now we are not there. What would change the situation for Pookies and Rays not to exist is to bring back the culture of shame, which does not exist in America, in the black community. For the past 50 years, who have been training the boys, the black boys, the women? They are the one training them. So what is Dr. Umar Johnson talking about? Doc.
The same white people that we put all the systematic shit on. We don't put that on them?
Let me tell you why. They might have created it, but they're not solving none of your problems.
I agree. The problems the black people in America have, the problem black people in Africa have, will never be solved by a white man. I agree. And that's why we need to move away from the victim mentality. As black people, victim mentality is our biggest enemy than the white man himself. Because it is the victim mentality that we so love that the white man use in America to destroy black people, in Africa to destroy black people, period.
To solve our own problems. And like I told those young brothers, black women would give us so much respect if we only did one thing: take control of the boys. If we just did that, if we just went around all...
Dr. Umar Johnson, on which planet of blackness are you living or sitting? Are you serious? Huh? A black woman will respect black men if we did one thing, black men did one thing: take care of the boys. Which boys? Dr. Umar Johnson, if people do not get punished for their choices, they will never change. So let's accept black American men agree to take care of every boy that was given birth out of wedlock by other useless men, other irresponsible men. So the few responsible men decide to take care of them. This will help more black American women to give birth to another irresponsible children. Because when people get solution to their problems and their fingers don't get dirty, when they are creating another problem, they do not think twice. So I always say, I do not believe in the concept of Satan, the existence of Satan. Why? Because anyone that believes in the existence of Satan, whenever they have problems, they have someone to blame it on. It makes the process of causing evil become lighter. The reason why a lot of people stop doing evil things or certain bad behavior is when they are allowed to face the consequences, the guilt of it. So I say, I will never ask a woman who cheated on me, why did you do it? Once I have my 100% evidence that you've cheated, no negotiation, no conversation. Why? That is the only way women feel the heaviness of cheating on a man. And the moment you sit down and discuss with them, oh, why did you do it? Why did you do? Tell me what I was doing wrong, and Once you are done with this conversation, once they talk about it, and once again, women know how to talk more than men, and they will have more means to gaslight you, even when you did nothing wrong, for them to do what they did. So my principle is, and I talk to men every day, do not give her the platform to make the sin she committed lighter. Let her herself go through the heaviness of the guilt. And once she goes through it properly, she will have reason not to do it again. If black men do not let black women see the importance of a man, not just any man, but a responsible man in their life, they will continue to live the life they are living that Dr. Umar Johnson is supporting. And that's unfortunate. From someone that has a big voice that a lot of women respect to say these things. Let's continue.
All the sisters who ain't got a man in the house, how many sons you got? You got 2. How many you got? I got 1. How many you got? I got 5 boys. We got them. We got them. We going to the school meetings. We going to be with them after school. We checking the homework. We doing rites of passage. We taking them gun training, camping. We got them. If we just took the boys, our sisters be all right with us.
And that's in the perfect world. I agree with that.
But why the world got to be perfect for us to do that?
Because, again, the black man is under attack. Right?
But that don't stop me from helping the youngin.
Well, it do if you can't.
You see, shout out to Abraham B. Moshe, one man in Ghana who has done a tremendous job by clamping down on Christianity. Abraham B. Moshe, his movement is called Common Sense Family. He says something that anytime you are fighting for the black man, either in Ghana, in Asia, in America, you the fighter, you have to use one hand to fight the enemy and use one hand to fight your own brothers and sisters. The black man is under attack The black man is doing what they can to make themselves better. Now there's a lot more black men who don't want to become useless fathers. They want to become responsible. And you are telling him that he should take the little resources he has to take care of a woman who was once advised, don't take this route, it wouldn't help. And said, me, I'm listening to feminism. Dr. Umar Johnson, please, this is an insult to brotherhood. This is an insult to Africanism. In Africa, it's about discipline. You respect the one that can protect you, or you have no protection, period. Dr. Umar Johnson, this is what happens in Africa, on the continent. You respect and honor those who can protect you, or you have no respect, you have no protection. That's why in many Ghanaian communities, when a boy is walking about misbehaving, anybody can go and correct them. Because that person going to correct that boy knows that after correcting that boy, the worst that can happen to me is the mother getting angry and not say a word. But to be arrested is off the table by the police. It's off the table. This is quite...
See, everybody ain't got the kind of...
multitasking, we been chasing that ass.
Yeah, but that kind of multitask is self-satisfying, right? That's a selfish, self-satisfying multitask. So that's a bit different. You're asking people to multitask and give, not get.
Right.
So it's a different circumstance.
I see what you're saying.
Right. When we telling someone that's under attack to, hey, not only think about yourself, think about that other individual over there that ain't yours, that ain't got nothing. And I'm with you on the overall, the overarching goal, but I want to deal with the reality of it. And there's a quote that says, don't wish things to be how you want them to be.
And one of my own Dr. Umar Johnson's problem is he refuses to live in reality. And I think that all of us who love Dr. Umar Johnson, I love him. That is why I am responding to his videos. Everyone that loved Dr. Umar Johnson should tell him that he should just take a time to live in reality for a second. And all his good dreams can come to pass. But if he continue to live in this utopian world that does not exist, Doc, you speak and speak and speak, and you may not end up materializing the things you want for the black community. And I know you have good intentions, but start living in reality. That's it.
They are, because that's the reality you live in. Things will be what they are, no matter what. You can't change that, Umar. We can do all. You can't change it. It is what it is, bro. We can't look at it for what we want it to be.
Question for you.
Go ahead.
Here's what I think, and I agree with mostly what you said there. Here's what I think. I think we as black men, and I'm talking to all the brothers in here, although not all of you are guilty of what I'm going to say, but I'm speaking to us as a brotherhood. I believe we have gotten so comfortable scapegoating white supremacy that we don't want to take responsibility for anything in the community ourselves. Are y'all following me? That's where we at.
Somebody, yeah.
That's where we at as men. It's like we don't want no responsibility. It's either the black woman's fault or it's the power structure's fault. What the hell are we going to do?
I didn't say black woman.
No, I'm not saying you.
Yeah.
Dr. Umar Johnson, go do your own research. How many black men? How many black men versus how many black women have children out of wedlock? The number of black women who are having babies with just a few black men. Have you talked about that? Right now, black American men are saving their lives. A lot of them. Now you hear them saying that I don't want to marry a single mother, even though my mother was a single mom. And when you ask them why, he says, my mother is the reason why I do not want to marry a single mother. That is responsibility 101. Dr. Umar Johnson. This man want to carve a new life for themselves and their family. They don't want to repeat the cycle. Okay? So, Dr. Umar Johnson, we are at a judgment point where people who chose to my body, my choice, feminism and all of that, got to face the punishment thereof. I have 4 sisters. Our last born just completed senior high school last year, going to go to tertiary this year. Last year, I had extensive conversation with me because she does not live with me where I live at the capital of Ghana, Accra. I told her, look, if you want to go to tertiary, we are going to support you to go. But if you know you want to get married, I am not stopping you. But if you give yourself to a useless man, your child is not my nephew or niece. Do you get it? If you pick a useless, and I've explained to him that day, this is what I told my sister. I'm going to talk to you like a man, not like your brother. I'm talking to you from the perspective of a man. So I've told her she knows who a useless man is, an irresponsible man is. A man that I can never refer to as my brother-in-law. I've told her. Does the black American men in America have the opportunity to do this, even to their sisters? They will jump to my mental health. What are you talking about, Dr. Umar Johnson? Huh? I've told her that if she doesn't know and pick, and I told her, you are now of age, 21 years. If you don't know and you pick a useless man, an irresponsible man, your son is not my nephew, your daughter is not my niece, and that man can never also be my brother-in-law. Period. It's about time we let people who chose too much freedom and rights over responsibility face the consequences of that thing. So no brother should go and pick boys unless these mothers come to them. And Dr. Umar Johnson wanted that these men should go and, I mean, what are you talking about? At least I would do it if a sister come to me that, hey, I don't have a man, and this ABCD, that is the reason why I don't have a man, and I know that women cannot raise boys to become quality and responsible men. So help me out. And I've been doing it. In Ghana, when a man and a woman have a child and there's a problem, they don't settle it at the police station. They don't settle it at the court. It has to become life and death before the police and the court comes in. The families, 2 families sit down to make sure that the right thing is done. And on my Men's Voice talk show, a podcast, I have sisters, Ghanaian sisters living abroad with issues with their men that I'm helping, and my goal is to let their children grow under a father and a mother. Utoma, that's the reality on the African continent.
I'm talking about for my audience.
Right. But I'm saying, in the general conversation, the narrative, either the black woman is the problem or the white power structure.
That's most of your conversation.
No, sir.
Not the black woman, but definitely the white power structure.
Cause the problems, but the solution is ours to make.
Okay, so let's not push these together.
And nobody dispute that the solution is ours. By you, Dr. Umar, when it favors you, then the problem is the white man. When you want to pander to your woman, then the problem is the black man. Dr. Umar, no.
Right,
The
but
white
let's
man
deal
take-
with them separately.
Okay.
So we can have a clear understanding of what.
Okay.
Because when you mash them up, I don't know which one we're
I
talking
got you.
about.
I got you.
Right?
I got you.
The problem is the power structure.
Yes, sir.
The solution lies in our hand.
Period.
But that the power structure is still attacking the black male, yes or no?
That's true.
Okay, so again, if you don't have the ability to multitask, when do you expect the black male to be self-preservation?
Who said we can't multitask?
Everybody can, Dr. Umar. We can't say everybody can
find
save
time to go
children.
shopping. We find time to party.
Saving
We find
children
time
is
to
different
chase
than
the wind.
partying.
We find time to go on vacation. That's an excuse. We don't care enough to do it, and we need to be honest and say that.
Dr. Umar, you are losing it here. You are losing it. Let me tell you. You love to refer black American men to how it is done on Africa. Let me tell you one proverb. Take this from me. In Africa, especially in Ghana, we have a proverb that goes like this. A man was born to protect his society. And if the society makes it difficult for him to protect the society, the man withdraw and protect his community. If the community makes it difficult for the man to protect the community, the man withdraws to go and protect his household. And when the household makes it difficult for the man to protect it, the man withdraw to protect himself, to preserve himself. Then maybe go and gather more strength and see if he can protect all the people he is mandated to protect. Dr. Umar Johnson, before anybody can protect a society, a community, a group, a household, that man must have authority. Where if he has to correct somebody, a boy, he does not always have to consult a woman who has failed already. In most cases, if a black man won't even marry a black American woman, this black man has to go through a long list of permission he needs to get from a woman. Somebody who is a failure, somebody who could not do it by herself, I have to consult him. Your black American men have to consult them how to discipline a child. What are you talking about? So, Dr. Umar Johnson, go through the prophet that I gave you. A man was born to protect and protect his society. If the society makes it difficult, he comes to protect his community. If the community makes it difficult, he comes to protect his household. If the household makes it difficult to protect the household, that man needs to protect himself. That is where the black American man is right now. That is where the black American man is right now as we speak. And the black American man needs to save himself first, build defense before he can go save anyone. As far as black males and females relationship is concerned, most black men need to save themselves. Dr. Umar Johnson, I want to go on the internet and find out your response to when a sister said that they love it when they see the police unaliven black male. And I have a 9-hour video of black feminist women having a conversation on Clubhouse, how they want to smack the so-called patriarchy. Okay? So Dr. Umar Johnson, you are not living in reality. The black men today are doing the right thing they have to do to get the black society somewhere.
Same skill set it takes for me to go stand in the club is the same skill set it takes for me to help a child.
No, it's a different skill set.
That, I'm speaking the skill set.
Right.
You're talking intention.
Right.
I'm saying people don't even have the skill set to raise their own children. You asking them to help other children when they can't even raise, they ain't even got the know-how to handle their own household.
Okay, that means those of us who know how, show them brothers how. We operate as a brotherhood.
So that's a
All
different
I'm
conversation. Instead of casting that wide net and saying that all black men, you niggas, excuse me, You guys didn't put the work in to make an environment to where these people can. So I'm saying when we take that approach, we don't live in what I would consider to be reality and say that everybody can't multitask.
The host is right. The host is 1000% right. Dr. Umar Johnson is prescribing something that does not work in reality. Period. And somebody needs to tell him.
Go ahead. Then we need to stop telling our women to respect us as men. We need to stop telling our women to stop expecting us to behave as men. If we're going to say can't, because can't should not be in a man's vocabulary, and definitely not in our collective.
Let's deal with the respect. And I've covered this in my book, Why Unconditional Love Does Not Exist. And I think Dr. Umar Johnson's biggest problem right now in his Pan-African preaching career is his belief and reliance on unconditional love. In Africa, and in my book, I have a chapter just describing, discussing respect, how respect and protection go hand in hand. Okay? Dr. Umar, nobody, no society protects people who need to be protected who don't respect. The only people who don't have to trade respect for protection are children, babies. And even that is when they get to a certain age and they don't fall in line, we whip them. So Dr. Umar Johnson, respect in my Ghanaian community. If I'm not supposed to go to a place, that place is dangerous. And anytime I go there, it has to take some muscular people, strong people to come and save me. People will come to my aid anytime they realize that when they tell me not to do something, I don't do it. That is what? Respect. So any day I accidentally land into a trouble, these people come to my aid. Why? Because I show respect. I have traded respect to these people for their protection. Period. Dr. Umar Johnson. So don't tell me that men need to do what they have to do for the men before the woman respect them. It doesn't happen that way. Where a woman need to, not just a woman, any person need to show respect to someone they have to respect because they expect them to do something. When I get there, I have to see the respect happening. And that is why he's going to talk about that lady, the brick lady. So let me pause here and listen to Dr. Umar.
Can you open the school tomorrow?
No, but I can in a month.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So,
See,
but that's still hoping. Hope ain't.
It ain't hope. No, we're not hoping.
Dr. Umar Johnson is selling hope and nothing else. That men shouldn't have the word I can't in their vocabulary. To an extent, but it's not all the time. A man who cannot say no, which is also I can't, to a woman, is misbehaving. Can be a simp. And as a matter of fact, women actually respect and love men who can say no, who can say I can't or I won't at the right time. Dr. Umar Johnson just wants to always have cliches, punchlines, sound bites that men shouldn't have I can't in their vocabulary. Dog, not all the time. There are times you have to say it. If you say I won't, say it. I can't, say it.
We're waiting on a certificate of occupancy.
You're not giving me a deadline on this big broadcast saying in a month this school will be open.
Physically, yes. God of the community. And then on the flip side, I can't do nothing about that shit. And you can't do that. You can't have it both ways. We as men got to make up our mind.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm trying to take it in. It's just for me again. I don't know.
And when you say multitask, it bothers me because black women have been multitasking.
And that is all that he wants. The applause. Okay? That is all he wants. Why are they multitasking? They are multitasking because they chose the government over a man that will be in their life. Period. They chose the government over a man that can be in their life to help them take care of their children. And I always say that the 33 Men's Voice podcast is going to have an NGO or organization, and our organization is not going to take care of single mothers and their children. We are going to take care of men and women who are living together but have problem, either financial or otherwise. They are the ones that we have to put money in. Simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Paying the bills.
What they got to do with black men?
Open a business, huh?
What does the ability for a black woman to be superior in that way, right? To be able to multitask in that way have to do with black men. We don't share all of the same. We don't share all of the same. We don't share all of the same attributes. And I'm not saying that me.
I love this host. I love this host to death. Dr. Umar, those things you call women have been multitasking. You are dealing in mediocrity. What is the result? Those multitasking that they did. What is the result? The result is the reason why you are on that podcast talking. I always say, and let me say, Ghanaian women who move from Ghana, Nigerian women who move from Nigeria, and this, what I'm about to say will go into a video that I'll react to tomorrow, who went to the US, UK, and started copying the black American lifestyle. Are in the same shit that the black American women are in. The Ghanaian men in America don't want them to marry. What are you talking about? Ghanaian woman who was bred in Ghana went to America and copied them. So I tell them, I was a successful single mother. Majority of you are failures. You are successful in the conversation with your sisterhood. By your son, you failed him. Your daughter, you failed him. You failed her. That's why your single mother sons cannot. No, they don't know how to treat a woman. Your single mother daughters don't know how to treat a man. What is your success? And you talk about the black community. The community become strong and proper and benefit from each other when the family system is strong. What is the family system? And what is the woman's contribution, cooperation towards making sure that a child grows under the tutelage of a man and a woman in America? Dr. Ma, come to Africa and learn practicals.
And black men in general can't do it. I'm saying when we say black men as a whole is responsible for the environment because all black men can't, I think that's what the problem is.
So then here's my question for you. If black men can't be expected to be responsible for the development, the nurture, and the growth of black boys, what in the hell can we be entrusted?
Other black boys. I'm saying that most black men, at least that I know.
You see, Dr. Umar Johnson always jumped to the extreme levels to defend himself. Nobody is saying that black men cannot be entrusted to help the boys. Nobody is saying that. But what we are saying is that majority of the black men are not at the position to help those boys. And the few that are ready, your women who are highly disrespectful, highly opinionated, and self-centered, who rely on the government to destroy the black man, Why should the men go through that? Even in Ghana, on Africa, where the government does not interfere too much in our relationship and our life in general, where we rely on our chiefs and our kings and our community elders. Anyone who does not submit to the authority of the one that can protect will leave them on their own. Yes. Because Dr. Umar Johnson does not understand at this point that anything we have in this world, we pay a price for it. Anything we get, we pay a price for it. Doc, research into that concept. It's a concept that I have expanded on in my book, Why Unconditional Love Does Not Exist, and it will come out very soon.
Especially coming from we just see, this is what I'm saying, actively listening, right? We just were speaking about how Sexy Red and all of these people are in circumstances in which the first priority is saving their family, even at the detriment. Right. You just said, you feel me? Even at the detriment of the community, right? We just spoke about, and I want to take Sexy Red out of it because it ain't about her, but we just spoke about female rap and them promoting a lifestyle that they may not even adopt, and how that's detrimental. Right. But because self-preservation is kicked in, somehow it ain't their fault by rapping that.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If black men were being the men that our community need, would there be a Sukihana or a Sexy Red?
Dr. Umar Johnson, please, for the past 50 years, who have been raising these black boys? Who have been raising? So you think you want to tell me that all these boys that have grown up for the past 50 years without proper male examples in their life, what at all can they do? And even if they can do it, they need authority over these children and even the mothers. Answer me. I want Dr. Umar Johnson to see this video and react to this and tell me the authority these women give to this, who can give to this man.
Why not? Let's elaborate before we. Why not?
The circumstances that gave rise to those two beautiful black women having to engage in the art form that they are in order to take care of themselves and their children, those circumstances that gave birth to this reality would have never been allowed to fester. Men control the structure and the set boundaries. We don't do that. And if we're going to say we can at least be responsible for the boys, if we're going to tell black women that we can't do nothing with our boys.
Dr. Umar Johnson, sometimes when you're looking for something and you see it on your left-hand side, if you follow it, it will run away. Go on the right and you meet it right there. Some men deciding that, one, I'm not marrying a single mother. Is a more responsible way of black American men and any black community men making sure that the next generation of children and the next generation of blackness is getting better. How and why? Now, ever since black men started bringing up this conversation and coming out boldly to say that they don't want to date and marry some single mothers, now the younger women are now asking themselves, how do I avoid this? It is recycling our system. It is taking us back to the beginning, where women used to take care of themselves, where women used to respect themselves and make sure that they sit down quietly, they live a decent life, choose a man that has built himself financially, mentally, leadership-wise, to become the fathers of their children. In Ghana, a girl can give birth with a man or a boy and they may end up not marrying each other. But because the girl did a good little work by choosing a guy from a good family, just like that, there are some families that will never make sure their offspring go wayward. So this girl actually did not get a husband, but the baby daddy's family care about their blood. So as soon as the boy or the girl get to like 5 years, they come for the child and make sure that this child grow in a proper home. So, Doc, this your analogies, it won't help anyone.
Those circumstances that gave birth to this reality would have never been allowed to fester.
So you agree that the black woman can live any life to preserve themselves, but that right is not preserved for the man. And let me tell you, the black women have created one of the weakest men ever. And even in Ghana, men who grew up under only mothers have that softness. They want to live a soft life. They don't want to live a life of sacrifice. So we need to go through a process which is going on now. And I love a lot of the things my black American men are doing with their podcast. It seems harsh, but that is their way. Because even if they want to go and discipline children, the woman will not. So now, let them be on their own. Let them face those who need to die off. Let them die off. There are some men who don't need their offspring to walk on the land. So are some women. You were talking about the men are the one that need to hold the community. Yes, men are the custodians of morality of the society. But if the women decide, if any society will destroy, it doesn't destroy at the hands of men, it destroys at the hands of women. And that's why these men are going abroad. We call them the passport bros. In the next 50 years, if it continues like that, all these rebellious women will go off. These men will bring their children back, and they will have a different society. And even the American government has seen that all the useless power they've given to your women is destroying the American society in a whole. And they are now changing laws across the state. What are you talking about?
Men control the structure and the set boundaries. We don't do that.
Look at Dr. Umar Johnson contradicting himself. The boundaries is now, I am not going to honor a single mother in favor of a girl who decided to keep herself feminine in a world, a society where being feminine and keeping yourself decent is frowned upon. What are you talking about? We need to reward people who have put in the work. And your men are now going to be with women who have put in work to make themselves valuable. Most of the women you are defending are valueless to any man.
We're going to say we can at least be responsible for the boys. If we're going to tell black women that we can't do nothing with our boys, what else should she be willing to trust us with?
Do you push that off on, what about the boy's father?
Thank you. These hosts need medals for the questions he asks. This host needs medals. This host, he needs medals. Seriously. This man, what is the name of his channel? It's up there, podcast. He needs medals. Seriously. And this Dr. Umar Johnson is disgracing himself and his legacy. He doesn't know.
The boy's father.
Okay,
You
here's the
push it
problem
to
with
the
that.
community, right?
First
What
of all,
about his
that's-
father?
Okay. That's not our culture. Our culture is collectivism.
If you're not there, I got the.
You see, Dr. Umar Johnson, you are disgracing yourself. Our culture is not, that's not our culture. Our culture is collectivism, yes, and he will mention it. It's a South African term called Ubuntu, and I captured that extensively in my book as well. Ubuntu means because you are, I am. Because they are, we are. But Ubuntu does not operate under unconditional love. Ubuntu does not operate under narcissism. Ubuntu does not operate under feminism. And most of your women are feminists. Dog. Huh? We cover each other because the other person is putting in effort to cover me. In Ghana, if I want to save boys from the street and discipline them, the probability that I'm going to jail is low. How many people can ask a young girl at 16 who goes to the nightclub and get beaten or something happened to her? How many Americans can ask, why did you go there to do? What did you go there to do? Why did you go there? The men have no right to ask that question. In Ghana, if I am told not to go to a place and I'll go there, when I come back, they're going to take care of me and go after whoever did whatever to me. But the first question will be, why did you go there? And I will receive a punishment for going to a place I'm not supposed to go before they go after whoever did whatever to me. So they want to be protected, also have a responsibility to protect the protector, Dr. Umar Johnson. This shouldn't be a difficult concept for you to grab. Let's listen to him. How in Africa, the African concept, you not taking care of people is not our culture. Yes, but listen.
It's that simple. The reasons don't even matter. He ain't there.
That we can't do nothing with our boys. What else should she be willing to trust us with?
Do you push that off on, what about the boy's father?
Okay,
You push it to the community, right? What about his
that's-
father?
Okay,
That's not our culture.
Which one?
Our culture is collectivism.
Yes, the collectivism happens on interdependency. You do something for me, I do something for you. If I tell you not to go to the ghetto, the most dangerous places, because if you go there and I have to come there and protect you, Dr. Umar Johnson, I might not come back alive. That is what we practice as Africans. So the weak protect the strong by listening. So until you solve the problem of where is the child's father, Dr. Umar Johnson, you are not qualified to sit anywhere to talk about the black men.
Not there, I got to be. It's that simple. The reasons don't even matter. He ain't there. I got to take his place. I am because we
This
are.
man is not serious one bit. I got to take his place. Are you serious? One thing women don't like is men who come to want to solve problem for them that they have not called you. At any means necessary, this woman will disrespect you before your eyes get open.
We are because I am. See, we like to scapegoat individuals.
It's not scapegoat. We are because I am. They are because we are. It is called Ubuntu. But it happens when the other people, when I'm in need, they will come to my aid. When they are in need, I will go to their aid. Especially now, we are talking about a weaker people and a strong people. The men versus the women and their children, wayward children. Now, the men are the strong people. The women and the children are the weaker. But if the women will continue to put the life of the stronger people in danger, that stronger people need to preserve themselves first. Dr. Umar Johnson, whoever taught you African philosophy of life needed to have told you this, or you, maybe you know, but you know when you say it, it wouldn't go well with the woman who supports you and your foundation. So you are blindly closing your eyes and saying that who the father is, where the father is, shouldn't come into the conversation. That's a shame to academia.
Collective accountability.
How many kids have you personally, and I don't mean over the phone?
Wow.
How many?
Too many to count.
A lot of them.
Too many to count.
Do you think you've touched more children than Dion Sanders?
I think it's very possible that I have. And I'm going strictly off of the feedback I get from young men, right? Through the will of God, because I give the grace to the Lord.
Right.
I get messages
that sometimes make me cry from young men.
You're the reason I didn't take my life. You're the reason I didn't.
Beautiful. Dr. Umar Johnson, all of us. Just the fact that I started this Men's Voice podcast, I received messages from women. Yesterday, let me give you a typical example. Let me give you a typical example. Yesterday, a message that I received from a woman. My platform is actually a male platform, but listen to a message that I received from a woman yesterday. Okay? Where is it? Please. I want to give you something practical. A woman sent me a message. And, why can't I find this message? Simple as that. Okay, here we go. It says, hello, I'll omit her name. I have been following your page and learning so much. I wanted to ask if I could join your WhatsApp group, as I do agree with most of your point and it is helping me understand my husband the more. This is a woman. So the moment you get into the social media or media space, your speech help a lot of people. A lot of men that have helped them come out of heartbreaks and they are happy going into relationship again. I can count. Now, this is my message. Thank you, Mrs. Hi, Mrs. Thank you for following our platform here on TikTok. For now, our WhatsApp platform is only for men. Maybe in the future, we will create one for women or both. Until then, I would always give our great teachings on TikTok and YouTube. Once again, thank you for following the message. So Dr. Umar Johnson, that the message that you hear where people tell you you saved their life, you saved their relationship and family, that's cool, beautiful, and I thank you for that. But that is not the solution or the solution we need.
You're the reason I finished college. You're the reason I came back home. Sometimes I get these testimonies from these brothers, man. I feel like they're making it up because there's no way you're telling me I influenced your life that much. You see what I'm saying? And these are the ones who I've never even direct, but then you have the ones who I've directly mentored, spent time with, and assisted. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when we go back to the money thing with the whole podcast piece, and I need to look into that because I need that money to build more schools.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I have to do it. For more
and this
schools.
is why I say if the mission is, it's a lot of money even being left out there. That's left on the ground.
For the mission.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say, that's one of the reasons why the money never really factored mightily into my vision, because I get paid back so much through the spirit for what I give to the people.
And see
that sometimes,
Dr. Umar Johnson, you are not being fair to yourself and your followers and the project you want to do. Money is the foundation of all that we do and the things you want to do. So you should factor how to get more money to do this and how this thing can be independent on its own.
you or distracts me from even looking at the X and the O.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn,
If I'm able to do that, I could give a damn about the money. You see what I'm saying?
And see, gotta comb through this and see if we can figure out what the issue is. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is for me. I want the information. I'm curious. Dion is somebody I know, I look at, he's motivating people. You somebody I know, you're...
of sacrifice that black men used to have, it is bothering me because our women do and left their children fatherless for the people. And I look at us now where I can't even stay at a black school and help build this up. You know, I got to run on to the white one, and I'm just not seeing the spirit of sacrifice that black men used to have. It is bothering me.
Exactly. This is where Dr. Umar Johnson, at your level of academia, at your level of sociology, at your level of philosophy, you need to, that's why I said that you need to come to Africa and learn the African philosophy of life all over again and go back and start teaching. Do you know why? You're talking about the sacrifice of the black man is no more. Yes, somebody killed it, as Dave Chappelle said that feminism, chivalry is dead and feminism killed it. Black men's sacrifice is dying, is growing cold every single day because of black women adopting feminism. Okay? Feminism, I describe it, I didn't mention feminism, but I describe what feminism does and the issue of unconditional love as narcissism. It has made our women selfish. I want the man's protection, but I don't want the man to expect anything from me. And this is what Dr. Umar Johnson preaches, which I reacted to in his unconditional love thing. Sacrifice. The day we remove the concept of unconditional love from our head, we'll make a headway as black people and as humanity. Because everything that we do get paid for it. We get compensated for it, one way or the other. And I describe it as implicit and explicit conditions. Everything that we do goes under one form of condition. Either it will be an implicit, that is the condition that you don't see with your eye, you don't hear with your ears, but it exists. Black women through feminism have killed all avenue of sacrifice, all avenues of compensation, incentive, reward system to black men. God, nature, whatever created us, made us start life as selfish individuals. But the universe knew that this world depends on each other. Like interdependency is what is the foundation of our life. Therefore, even though we are born selfish, as we grow, we get to know that if I am bad in English and I need mathematics, then I have to go to Kwesi or Kofi, who is good in English. I will teach him mathematics and he will teach me English. Interdependency. Nothing is free, nothing is done out of the vacuum. Everything that we do depends on something. But Dr. Umar Johnson is refusing to get it, and we are crying that people's love is growing cold, people's sacrificial abilities is dying. Yes, it will die because feminist women killed it. And too much of rights. Now, your women have the right not to depend on men's protection. And when reality set in, you are calling on the men. No man is going to save any woman that is killing herself in this manner. So the sacrifice will be there. If the people sacrifice their life and they will not end up in jail. If the people sacrifice their life and they will not end up being disrespected. They would rather concentrate their life. And these days, it's difficult to find women who are cooperative, women who keep themselves out of feminism. So if one brother works so hard to get a woman who do not want to live that wretched lifestyle, he leaving his wife and his children to go and protect a woman that said that they don't need men, it's an insult to that sister. Period. The olden people in Africa, we go our way. We'll never see a woman being beaten and stand there. We'll go our way to protect that woman, knowing that this woman on a regular day will not go and put themselves in trouble. Is that the same for the black American men? Let's wrap up. The video is getting longer.
Our women do deserve better. And we can't give them what the white man gives the white woman, but we can damn sure do a better job than we are. And I think
the black man don't deserve better, right?
It's scapegoating racism too much because we don't want to man up.
What is a complete man, in your opinion?
On a basic level,
Yes.
we got to protect and provide. I don't think we're doing either, especially when it comes to children. You got men who do it individually. Remember, we're talking as a community.
See, that's
Dr. Umar, we have two types of men. We have two types of women. Useless men, useful men. Useless women, useful women. If the woman had a standard for a useful man, they will get them. And they have black American women who are useful and therefore they are married to useful men. Period. And you don't expect that useful family who are now building themselves to scatter their energy, their time, their strength, their effort to come and rescue a useless woman who went for a useless man. I end the video here. I end it here.